But yeah, it's a little wetter as it were. Yeah, okay. A couple little pieces of dust. You know, get this thing set up with all kinds of filters and stuff. But I think I'm going to start wearing as one of those painter suits. And I need to find a way to turn the fan on before, well, after I get into the booth, after I've sealed it up, because I think, you know, dust floats in, or I have to turn the fan on from the outside. Meanwhile, all this dust is getting sucked into the space, and I think maybe, I mean, it's not a big deal. I mean, they're pretty minor, but nonetheless, if you're doing like a white pearl, you can't have any of that. Okay, good morning. 2 days later. This is 2 coats. And probably we'll do a third. Didn't flow as well as it clear would flow, even though I added a 1 part of reducer. I'm not too worried. I'm going to sand it anyway in between coats. So we're going to give it a sanding and see where we're at there. I would feel a little more comfortable with a 3rd coat. Okay, so I just sanded this with 600 with the machine. I didn't go over the edges because there's more PSI. You know, you take the machine and you tilt it like that, it's much more likely to sand through the finish there. So you want to take something that's a little more form-fitting, that conforms to that shape. I'll do it by hand. Okay, so I've done a little bit of sanding with the 600 grit on the back here. Now, it's had a chance to evaporate a little bit and dry off after wiping it down. Or, look at all these little shiny spots. You see all those? We know that there, has been some orange peel with this particular paint. It's not a big deal, but because it can be sanded out, but it's got to be sanded out. You see how those little shiny spots are? That's the original surface of the paint. The dull areas are what you have sanded. What we want to do is to sand it just down to the level of the lowest spot here, the shiny spot that hasn't been sanded yet. And so you have a consistent appearance, more like, let's see if I can find an area here.